Hi folks, and happy National Safe Boating Week. My name is Allie with the Outdoor Recreation School at Three Rivers Park District. Today I'm at beautiful Lake Auburn at Carver Park Reserve getting ready to do some canoeing. Before I head out, I wanted to tell you about the single most important thing you can do to keep yourself safe while you're out on the water and avoid drowning, and that is to wear a properly fitted Coast Guard approved personal flotation device, also known as a life jacket, anytime you're out on the water. Minnesota state law states that anyone under the age of 10 must be wearing a Coast Guard approved, properly fitted life jacket when they're on any kind of watercraft. For anyone above the age of 10, the only requirement is that everyone on the watercraft has access to a PFD that is Coast Guard approved and fits them. However, we strongly recommend that you actually wear that life jacket when you're heading out paddling. The reason for that is that, kind of like wearing a seatbelt in a car, you put it on every time even though you're not expecting to get in an accident. Putting a PFD on when you go out boating is similar. You never know what might happen, and just having one of these on the boat doesn't necessarily do you a lot of good if you end up in the water and the boat is floating away from you. So make sure that you select a PFD that's in good condition, that is comfortable and fits you well, so that you don't mind wearing it. There are also 5 different types of Coast Guard approved PFDs, and you want to make sure that you're getting the right one. So a type 1 PFD I don't have because it's used for offshore applications, so big water out on the ocean. It's big and bulky, lots of buoyancy, and so I don't own one of those. But it looks similar to a type 2 PFD, which is used for nearshore applications, and most people use these just as that kind of emergency backup. They're not actually going to wear it. The reason for that is that they're not very comfortable or flattering, but if you have one of these just as a backup, you should still know how to put it on in case of emergency. And what you want to do is put that horse collar around your neck, bring the strap back around behind you, clip the clip in the front there, and then cinch that strap down nice and snug, and then it's not going to come off of me. This is going to do what it's designed to do. It's going to keep me floating face up in the water if I go in accidentally. But it's not very comfortable, it's not very flattering, and so what I would highly recommend you get if you're going to be paddling more than very, very occasionally is a type 3 PFD, which is one that is designed for things like paddle sports, and there's lots of adjustments that you can make to it. It's generally made in a cut that's going to be a lot more comfortable. And what you want in a PFD is one that you don't mind wearing, that's so comfortable that you don't even really notice that it's there, that doesn't get in the way of you moving while you paddle, and that's most likely going to be a type 3 PFD. A type 4 flotation device is actually not one that you wear. It's more like a boat cushion or a throw ring. It's something that's used to throw to someone who's already in the water to give them something to hold on to and keep them floating. So this is not a device that you necessarily need to have with you when you're out paddling, and this doesn't qualify as a PFD or a flotation device appropriate to have for each individual on a watercraft. The last type of PFD is a type 5. And type 5 PFDs are activity specific. The type 5 PFD only qualifies as a Coast Guard approved flotation device if you're engaged in the activity that it's designed for and that you're wearing it. You're actually properly wearing it during that activity. So this is, again, not one that you can just have on your boat to satisfy the law enforcement officer who might come to check in with you. You must be wearing a type 5 PFD that's appropriate for your activity, and you can find out the activity that it's approved for by looking on that Coast Guard label. So this is a paddling rescue PFD. It's specifically made for paddlers who know how to do paddle rescue. There are whitewater PFDs and lots of others. One other thing that you might see out there are inflatable PFDs. They sometimes come in a belt form that are pretty small and compact, look kind of like a fanny pack, or you might see them as that horse collar design, but they're nice and loose. They do have a strap that comes around, so you want to make sure they're secure. That can be a great thing to wear while you're stand-up paddleboarding where you don't want a bulky PFD on, or if you're out fishing or something like that on your boat. And those may either deploy or inflate as soon as the sensor in them hits the water, or you might have to pull a tab on them for that to happen. So make sure if you have one of those that you know how it works, that the CO2 cartridge in it is in good working order, and that you're wearing it properly every time you put it on. So Again, for paddling, look for that type 3 PFD, make sure it fits and is nice and comfortable, and you'll be set for some really great times and safe times out on the water. When you're borrowing a PFD from a friend, buying one, getting one from a rental shop, you want to make sure that it's in good condition so that it will actually work if you need it. And what you want to look for is this Coast Guard approval label. You want to make sure that it is, in fact, it says it's Coast Guard approved, that it says that it's designed for a weight range that's appropriate for you or the person who will be wearing it, that it's designed for an activity that you will actually be participating in. And then you want to be able to read that label. If the label is not in good condition, it indicates that you might have an older PFD that might not do its job properly. The other things you want to check for are just that you don't have any color fading on the PFD, that the seams aren't coming apart, your straps aren't fraying, and that all of the buckles and adjustment points are not broken and are in workable condition. When you put your PFD on, you want to go ahead and loosen up all the straps before you put it on. And then you want to put it on like a jacket or a vest, just like that. Then you want to fasten up any fastening points that yours might have. Mine has a zipper as well as a clip down here below the zipper, so I'm going to zip and clip that. And then I'm going to adjust the straps to make sure that it fits me. So I'm going to reach back and tighten it up on both sides. You might need a friend to help you out with this. And then I can also tighten up the one on the top there. And then to make sure that it's fit properly, I'm going to tug up on these straps here. If it doesn't move, it should be fitting correctly. So that's how you fit your PFD. Make sure that it fits properly, it's nice and comfortable, and you're good to head out paddling. Have fun.